Good morning to everyone and to all those online. This reading is from Whispers from Eternity by Ananda, entitled, Make Me the Eagle of Progress. Make me an eagle of progress, soaring far above narrow lanes of bigotry. Call me to soar ever higher and higher, far above all clouds of earthly pettiness. With the sharp talons of my soul, I will tear at the little squabbling birds of misery which prey upon mankind. I will free my mind's skies from the buzzards of cynicism which prey on carcasses of dead hopes. I will soar on balanced wings of wholesome living, high up into the finest regions of divine perception, high above the hurricanes of earthly preoccupation. I will soar higher and higher to those unimagined heights where thou alone dost dwell. Make me thy eagle of ever upward progress. And from the Essence of Self-Realization of Ananda, this is drawn from the chapter Grace versus Self-Effort. There are many stones lying on the ground, but very few of them are diamonds. Spiritual truths, similarly, are not easy to find amidst the confusion of human opinions. Divine grace is like the most precious of those rare diamonds. It is there to be found by all who will seek it diligently. But in order to find it, one must do more than glance through a few books or attend a few lectures. Grace cannot be found where people merely believe it to be. It must be sought in the right way, in the right place, and in the right spirit. The right spirit is an attitude of unconditional love for God. The right place is within yourself. The right way is in the silence of deep meditation. To find God, you must attune yourself to his ways. I was sharing with a friend an interesting experience that I had many, many years ago. I was living in a teepee, an American-style teepee, as many of us were in the early days of Ananda. And I was there for 6.5 years. Jokingly, I share sometimes that really it was about 6.25 years too long. I was not raised in a teepee. I was raised in Los Angeles area by the ocean, and it was fun to go camping for a week or two, but I never thought of camping for 6.5 years. But there's a reason for that. We were, in the early years, building community, and really there wasn't any extra time at that point to do anything other than just keep it simple and work on building the common buildings and creating the cottage industries needed and so forth. And so at one point, I wanted a break. I wanted to go, I wanted to go and have some fun in the nearby town. And that's Nevada City, Northern California, and a very short half-an-hour drive. And so, because ideally, when one as a devotee wants to have fun, you want to have fun with Divine Mother because she is all fun. She's joy. And so I thought, let's go together and see a movie and have some ice cream. What do you say? All I got was neutral. And I thought, neutral. I thought she would be enthusiastic about this because, we've been, serving diligently and all these things. Time for a break, Master took vacations. Swami took vacations. What is this? This is just a simple trek to town. Neutral. So I thought, well, let me just jump in the car. But what I will do, because obviously to have a good time, then I want to be fun with Divine Mother. So I'll check in. I had ample opportunity to check in during that trek on that windy road for about, 25, 30 minutes. Every little once in a while I check in to see if she still was neutral, or maybe she started to, maybe say it was okay to do this and it was going to be fun. Well, it was neutral all the way until I reached Nevada City. And then when I reached Nevada City, she said no. I said, well, why didn't you tell me when I was back there at the village, at the monastery? What is this? I checked in again. No. I probably checked in a third time. It was undoubtedly no. So I was trying to have a right attitude, but it was not easy. And so I thought, okay, I'm not going to go to the ice cream parlor, which is where I really wanted to go, but on the way home, I'm going to go and get at least a little packaged ice cream and kind of lick my wounds. And so that was it. There was no movie, and there was no trek to the ice cream parlor where I could have gotten a double or triple scoop. It was some packaged ice cream, good enough. And I went back to my teepee. And whatever I did, probably took a nap. As Master said, when all else fails, then sleep. Hopefully I meditated before I went to bed. And yet, I never forgot that, because there are these experiences that we have, obviously, in our lives from time to time that really create an impression, and this did. Because as Master said, I believe perhaps I was sharing this at the Satsang last Sunday, Master said I attract stubborn people. And so this was, I was being stubborn in wanting to go play, but I was also equally stubborn in wanting to be good. Because I knew that there was not going to be any fun if I was going to be a, poor sport and go to the movies and have ice cream, but where she was not going to be sanctioning that experience. And so what was going to be? This, it was going to be nothing. It was going to be flat. I was going to be left wandering in the desert. There would be no oasis. And I remember this now to this day, because there are those times when we really feel that we need a break. We've been paying what I like to call balloon payments with our karma. Not a little here and not a little there, but a good chunk of karma has come, and perhaps it's sustained for some days or weeks at a time. We think, okay, enough. I do have, for me, it's been a helpful solution when it does come down hot and thick and sustains for a time. When I'm finally at the precipice, and I feel like, one more gust of this karma, I'm going to be blown into the chasm. And of course, we don't want that. And God will never test us beyond our ability to endure. But nevertheless, as an insurance policy, I will say, when I am there, and this has only happened a few times, I'll say to Divine Mother vigorously, with all my will, I need inner and outer encouragement. I want both. I want the inner encouragement. I need to have my heart open. I can't function like this. I need to have my mind right. I need to have the right attitude, the right spirit. God does everything for the best. This too shall pass, whatever it will take, so that I can continue on with the right spirit. Because when Master made a very strong statement, you must be very joyous and happy at all times, what was he saying? He was saying, be in tune. That's all. As we read in this reading of Essence, we have to be in tune in order to continue on the trek in a way that speeds things along. We're not just, as most of this world is doing, that's why this world's in chaos, just running around in circles, confused, divided, negative. That's not what we want, filled with fear and worry. We have to be in tune. And so to be in tune, luckily, thank you, India, we've been given the incredible tool of going inside and meditating, because every single time we meditate, even if it's kind of a, Yogananda said, sometimes the meditations are a little busy. Nevertheless, there's benefit, because we've made the effort and no effort is lost. We go inside and we spend time in that pool of peace, or joy, or love, or all of the above and more. That's reality. And then we come out of that experience, and it's the nature of joy to expand. It's the nature of joy to have growing compassion, because all of us here, those online, and this entire world of the billions, we're all facing the same issue, unless we've attained the state of Babaji, and of course we're still working on that, which is this experience of up and down and up and down, and we want now to achieve that state of being even-minded and cheerful. We can attain that state more readily if we spend more time in meditation. Not only formal meditation, but throughout the day. Taking that dip into that wonderful, really, ocean of refreshment, and to contemplate and to meditate and reflect on Master's words. My life now has become an unbroken inspiration. Wow, unbroken? That means that bliss has not gone away with these great masters, and they all experience the same, no matter what their faith. Once they have become awake, then their experience is an unbroken inspiration. And that's why keeping the company of the saints in our own hearts, and when we can find them from time to time, they're rare, even here in India, and spend time in their vibration. We deepen our attunement with our own guru. God is the guru, of course, with our own path, with our own aspiration, whatever it might be. And so, again and again and again, it comes around. And that's just important, because we need continual knocks on the head, because we're hard-headed. And the heart can be hard too, in which we are reminded of the purpose of life. We have come down upon this earth. This is everyone, but of course many don't know, because the veil of Maya is so thick. We've come down here to grow. And whether we're in a relationship or single or wherever it might be, that is why we came down to this place, which sometimes I call debtor's prison. You know, paying off all of our karma, or a little bit lighter, the gymnasium, or if times are tough, the hospital. Call it what you will, depending on what we're going through at the time. But with the right attitude and the right spirit, because Divine Mother is everywhere, both within and without, then, rather than harboring the attitude that this whole experience is a hornet's nest, we'd rather think in terms of it being a nest of fun. And that nest of fun is the true experience that the saints are enjoying and reminding us, Smriti, again and again and again and again, even through our dreams. Sometimes because we, are not all that receptive, perhaps, and God gets a little desperate, and He'll give us some kind of inspiration through our dreams, even, because God never sleeps, 24/7, working on us in any way. As a matter of fact, Yogananda said that for the disciples, for the devotees, for those that are in tune, for those that are receptive, He will enter in to these souls if again, there's an opening. It says, if you block me out, how can I get in? But if there's an opening, if there's an attunement, then He goes in and helps then release any of these subconscious blockages, these karmas. Fabulous. They have these great ones who never sleep, always doing what they can, because they're omnipresent. Yogananda, the great ones, Buddha, all the great ones, they're inside. This is where they live, within our hearts and everywhere. Imagine then their desire, infinite desire, to express themselves through all of us. As again, we like to tease, and I think Roman was mentioning this at the Satsang last Sunday, that from time to time I'll share that God doesn't have that many employees. And He's always, trying to figure out how, with His employment agency, He's going to get some more people to give Him a hand with prayer, with seva, whatever. As Swamiji says, sometimes when we're stuck, Do anything. Do anything. You think, well, what's that? Well, obviously, it means, as Master said, if you have wholesome desires, go after them. So obviously, in doing anything, get off the couch, very good. Very good. Go for a walk, fantastic. Make a phone call to a friend that maybe would appreciate some encouragement, excellent. There's this ripple effect. Once we get moving, one step is all that it takes. One step, a brick at a time. Next thing we know, we're feeling that presence. And when we feel that presence, then we want, speak of stubbornness, to hold on to that inspiration, to that joy. Ride the wave as long as we can. And then when somehow our karma catches up upon us and we're, how you say, challenged once again, then that's all right. Live in that perhaps recent memory where God was there. And ask ourselves, did he go anywhere? And we will find every single time we dive deep inside, then God is there. I was thinking the other day that at Ananda we try again to remember to ask, what is trying to happen here? What's trying to happen here, both within and without? It's a very good question to ask. What's trying to happen here? And then add to that, its companion thought is, what's next? What's next? What's trying to happen here? And if we get an inkling, whatever it might be, an inner direction, an outer direction, whatever it might be, okay, fine, what's next? How can I move along, not only for my own greater awareness, but to help others along the way? I was meditating yesterday on Swami's contribution to this consciousness. And when I first arrived at Ananda long ago, there was no question. When I first laid eyes on him, I thought to myself, I've never seen anybody like that. This was when he was in his 40s. And I was very struck by what I could feel as best I could of his magnetism and vibration. But as the decades rolled on, and again in the early years, he didn't want to come back. When people would ask perhaps, coming back? No, I'm not coming back to this place. But when Divine Mother tricked him, and there was more and more joy, where at one point he could hardly speak, when he was drinking in, various, experiences of devotion and so forth. Then at the end, what did he say? All I want to do is to give people bliss. And he played down all of his accomplishments. Not that he ever thought that he was doing any of them, but nevertheless, it was bliss. And so for us, with an inner life, yes, we want to make it easier. This is why we wanted this place, to make it easier. People come, it's the country. It's beautiful. It makes it easier for people. Add to that the vibration. Prior to what's coming, the vibration was already strong there. And so on. We want to always try to lighten the load of our family members and of our friends and of the shopkeepers and our colleagues, whatever it might be, in any way that we can. What is the best way to do that? Be happy. That's a rare thing in this world. As a matter of fact, a lot of people, relatives and friends, if we maybe come to a party, whatever it might be, some occasion, and we're happy, then they kind of wonder about that. The world situation, maybe they drank a little too much and that's why they're happy, and if we get too close to them, maybe there'll be fumes, etc. But devotees, people with an inner life, in an instant, then we recognize that this person loves God. And we're healed by just being in their vibration. And so, yes, we want to do good works. Seva, meditation, they're the same. Yes, meditation is the most refined and exalted of all activities, but nevertheless, we want to do, while we're here on this earth, whatever it might be, some good things. But primarily, we want to find God. And as we aspire in that regard, then we're helping others because we're all one. Every time we move forward, as they speak of Buddha, when Buddha achieved enlightenment, then they speak of even a distant shopkeeper who was enjoying, creating excitement for his customers, which is to say he, basically cheated them. Then even that unscrupulous shopkeeper, somehow he thought, no, I should do better. I should be doing the dharmic thing and seeing these customers, as brothers and sisters, the guest is God, and so forth. There was this ripple effect as he achieved enlightenment. And I'm certain, I think we're all certain, there's no question that when a soul finally reaches the exalted state of nirvikalpa samadhi, the angels themselves rejoice, not to mention those here on this planet, because that's an incredible achievement. It's the ultimate achievement to wake up from this dream. And so it doesn't take a lot of introspection, but we need to continue with that to see whether we're on track or not. And when we find ourselves straying, just get back in tune and find ways to do that. There's innumerable ways, we know that. That's why I like to visualize that I have a toolbox of spiritual tools by me at all times, 24/7. And so I rummage through it to see what's needed in this instance to lift my consciousness. And it's fun because it's always different. It can be affirmation, it can be prayer, it can be meditation, it can be seva, it can be reading scripture, it can be so many different things. And God likes variety. And so you never know what's in the box today. The main thing is, as Master said, if you shut me out, how can I come in? The main thing is that willingness always to find those tools, those attitudes, whatever it might be, to lift our consciousness, to keep our hearts open and our minds bright. And so, as Swamiji said in his later years, it's not that difficult finding God. And I thought to myself, I don't remember him saying that so much in the early years when he was being tested. I mean, really tested, one after another, and some of them were colossal tests. But when bliss came, and he was really on the brink of unbroken inspiration, then he could make that statement from joy. It's really not that hard. And that's why many years ago, I was sharing with a friend, I only did this a few times. I printed up a card that I got from Yogananda's writings. This is from him. Finding God is easy. And I passed it out to the people at a satsang in Northern California, I believe it was in Palo Alto, just for good fun. Finding God is easy. Why? Because when we're in tune, it is easy. We're in the flow. When we're out of the flow, then it's a whole different story. And we wonder where God is. Have we been abandoned? Where are the saints? We call on them. They don't respond. But of course they do. Every prayer is answered, as Yogananda said. Restless ones a little bit. Even God responds to the restless prayers. Well, that's certainly kind. When we don't even have control of our own mind and our concentration, and nevertheless God is there because he knows that his mind is very strong. Very strong. And it takes a lot of energy to continue to pull ourselves up again and again. I remember a friend one time when I was going through a test, he said, I feel sorry for you. And I said, don't feel sorry for me. I always land on my feet. And I don't know where that came from. I think it just kind of, just welled up from inside, and I don't remember their reaction. But I don't know if they continued to feel sorry for me because I wasn't paying any attention. Yes, of course we're being tested. Of course we're being pushed down by gravity. All these things. Well, what's the solution? The solution is always to lift our energy up, to spend time in the upper chakras, in the heart, the point between the eyebrows, and then to be very generous and give these higher states that come as the grace of God to anyone who crosses our path. Self-effort draws grace. We have to put out the energy, and that's why, again, I never worry about people with high energy. I know that it's a happy ending. I know that they'll rise to the occasion. I worry about the people that don't have any energy. I think, oh my God, it's going to take all the saints to get them off the couch, turn off the television, and stop having and drinking Coke. This is going to be a big project. Thank God for the saints, because I'm not up for it. Too big of a project for me. I'll pray for them. But this path and all true paths draw people with refinement, draw people with high energy. Draw people that know in the depths of their soul that this lifetime there is a potential of finding God. And in the process, we will do all that we can to inspire others to do the same, wordlessly or with, some encouragement perhaps. So, again, we need to stay encouraged. We need to stay in tune. We need to spend time in the company of the saints, because they are the ones that are reflecting back to us who we really are. Because, as Master said, I only see you as light.